Why, glorious people of the internet, I bring you Wi-Fi battles. I got this one when I was recording my rage quits, but I figured this one was quite a close battle, so I'd give you guys a choice. So you could watch the rage quit, you don't have to, and then you could watch this proper battle, which is pretty damn close for too much close for my liking. His team looks quite defensively bulky and offensive at the same time, so I figured going off for Jenkins is the safest bet. I can scout out his team, who's going to lead me, I can outspeed it as well, seeing as I am scarfed. So he's going to lead off with Armaldo. I'm thinking, yes, Vault Switch it is. We don't know what he's going to do. Is he a Swords Dance variant? Nope, he's going to be a Stealth Rock variant, which isn't no biggie to me. I'm going to go into my Torterra. I'm going to set up rocks as he goes for an X Scissor. Now this X Scissor does more than I would actually like it to do. After left is it brings me just over half. I figured I could go for the Stone Edge, gets a nice amount of damage. I was confident in its power, and it brings it down to a nice amount of range, but not quite low enough, and I died to an X Scissor. So I'm going to go back into Jenkins. I figured, I could always go for the Vault Switch out again, and he's going to go into his throw. Now, I don't know who's his physical walls, who's his special walls in this. I could guess it'd be Throw and Togetic. But yeah, I go for the Vault Switch as said, and I'm going to go into Musharna because Musharna walls this thing. Musharna is quite a good defensive wall, especially when it comes to fighting types, which I'm quite glad I put her on. I'm thinking about going for the Psychic, which probably would have been a better idea, in hindsight. But hindsight's 2020. I'm going to go for the Calm Mind instead, and now I'm going to go for the Psychic, except he's going to switch into his Crawdont. I forget about, looking at people's teams. I figured I could go for the Signal Beam, and, knock it out. But no, he is faster, and that is a Choice Banded Crunch. I did do Calcs. If that wasn't Choice Banded, that would not have killed, and I would have killed it off with the Signal Beam. But nope. Straight back into Jenkins the Electabuzz, and I'm going to go for the T-Bolt now rather than the Volt Switch. Try and get some good damage on whatever's switching in. Going to Licky now. Licky is my special defensive wall. I figured there'd be some sort of special orientated attacks coming off the thing, except he's going to set up a Stubborn Leech Seed, and he wants to create a giant stall wall. So what's going to go on here is I'm going to try and body slam him, break his subs. I'm going to have to wish and protect up on any incoming attacks while he's just getting Leech Seed back, setting up substitutes, and healing with leftovers until he actually gets a crit. So I'm going to set up a wish as I know he's going to go for the sub, and I'm going to switch into my Electabuzz Jenkins. I do like to call things by their nicknames, so I'm going to go into Jenkins because I feel I'm confident I could take it, seeing as it's more defensive build, and I'm going to start going for Hidden Power Ices. I know Hidden Power Ice will definitely break its sub because I believe I'm Modest and Scarfed. I always like going for the alternatives when I go Scarf them. I don't like going for proper max speed. But HP Ices, he switches into his Togetic, which kind of baffled me. So I clean my throat and I go and sack my Licky. I didn't actually think it'd die to rocks, but nope, that was a bad decision on my part. I'm going to go into Persian now. Why? Well, I figured I could go for Fake Out, and whenever's going to come in, it's going to hit a decent amount of damage everywhere, being a Silk Scarf variant. So yeah, that does about, I'm going to call that quarter, and I'm going to go for the Return now, seeing that's my best move that I've got to go for in this situation. As he switches into his Armaldo, he's going to take a lot of damage from incoming rocks, and I'll finish him off with the Return, and I'm going to catch my breath. But yeah. This guy, he's going to take a while to decide what he wants to go into. I'm going to consider what he's going to go into too and edit his team. But in the end, this guy goes into Glaceon, so I'm going to go for the U-turn, get a bit of damage while switching out. And I'm going to end up switching into my water type. That would be Floatzel. Now, I do a giant derp on this part. I do play kind of bad. I think I really should have won this battle, but he didn't. So, ooh, spoilers. Yeah, I figured I could take an Ice Beam and scare him out with a Brick Break. So I thought, oh no, I'll go for the Bulk Up. He's obviously going to be scared out because of the water fighting, but nope, giant derp. He goes for the Ice Beam and just finishes me off. Is this guy Choice Specs? I'd say probably. So I'm going to scare him off now. I'm going to go for the T-Bolt. And T-Bolt is going to hit a decent amount of damage on his Exeggutor. Now I'm stuck in this dilemma. I have two Pokemon left, Electabuzz and Persian. What the hell do I do? I'm stuck in Thunderbolt. I could, maybe switch into Persian and get a U-turn Volt Switch combo going, but I would die to rocks, and that would not be a good game. So I figured I'd go for the Thunderbolt, and the Hax Gods are on my motherfucking side, motherfucker. And you know, hacks is all part of the game, so if something's gonna help me win a battle, I suppose I'll accept it, simply because, you know, we all like to win a game. When it comes to winning or losing, even though we may not be that competitive, we all like to win. Hacks gods, once again, bro-faced. I like the 10% power hacks right there. So yeah, all I'm doing now is I'm going for these Scarf Thunderbolts. The guy, he really should have sacked his Togetic here and then gone into his throw, because he would have been able to take the Thunderbolt and maybe kill me off and possibly my Persian, but you know, hindsight's 2020, as I said earlier. So Thunderbolt is now just going to go through his entire team. He's going to go into his Crawdaunt after he's you know, sacked his Glaceon. Crawdaunt, I'm going to find out if you were Scarfed or... Well, in fact, it doesn't matter if you're Scarfed because I'm still fast and T-Bolt's still going to take you out in one. My revenge. Sweet revenge is mine. Thunderbolt's definitely going to take Crawdaunt out in one. And his Togetic's going to go down 2 rocks. This has been a good battle. This has been a close battle. Too close for my likings. I'm out. Peace.